Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another video. In this particular video here, I would say it's a bit of a motivational talk. It's pretty much geared towards those people who have decided to put their flesh under subjection and practice abstinence for the month of November. Now, they have a slogan that comes with it, but somebody definitely trademarked that slogan. But anyway, I wanted to give a bit of a motivational talk because it seems like more and more people are becoming aware of celibacy and abstinence and how it's beneficial. People doing it for various reasons. People doing it for spiritual reasons. People doing it for health reasons. People don't realize how many health benefits celibacy, abstinence, and NoFap actually have. I mean, everything from erectile dysfunction to social anxiety. I mean, this thing affects your mind and your mental health. So a lot of people are actually trying this and implementing it. And you can do it any month, This is just the elected month. I don't know who made up the slogan and deemed this month the month, but you could do it any month, man. It's always a good time to put your flesh under subjection, gain more discipline over yourself, and things of that nature. But in this video, I want to make a really bold claim. Ladies and gentlemen, sexual immorality is literally our biggest obstacle that we face. As a whole, sexual immorality is the biggest obstacle that the whole world faces. That's a very bold claim. And I'm going to expound upon this because I want this video to be one of those videos that help you get through this month or through any kind of challenge that you're facing when it comes to sexual impurity. I want you to just be able to come back to this video and watch it and be able to succeed with your challenge or your lifestyle change. Now, when you look at it right now, the lines between sexual morality and immorality have been skewed all across the board. And you have a lot of instances where people don't know right from wrong. So these type of videos are definitely well needed. Now, for those who don't know, this world that we living in, it's been given into the hands of the wicked. It's been given into the hands of Satan, the devil, Lucifer, whatever you would like to call him. The powers that be have put up a image for this devil, for this what you call enemy, this rebel, this Satan. They put an image up. And this image happens to be a Baphomet. Now, when you look at the attributes and characteristics of this Baphomet that the world powers revere, this Baphomet has female breast and male genitalia. So this Baphomet represents something that is perversion. It represents something that is not supposed to be. So when you look at society as a whole, you're seeing exactly that. Perversion, something that is not supposed to be. The porn industry is literally mankind's, or man rather, the porn industry is literally man's wickedness, his carnal desires put out in the forefront. Man has made every sexual impurity tangible, easily accessible. I mean, you got it where as though everything you want, everything you desire is at a click of a button or a swipe of a phone. Everything from prostitution to brothels. Hell, you got animal brothels out here, ladies and gentlemen. So the land is becoming defiled. And there's a huge agenda over the people. And a lot of people are falling victim to their sexual immorality because it's systematic programming. Now, I like to definitely speak against certain behaviors from the people, but I would also like to show systematically how these people were developed, how the imperfections are developed, how the habits are developed from day one. And I'm gonna speak about men in this particular video, because what you all have to understand is the powers that be, they target the man. Reason being is because men were ordained by the Most High to be the leaders. So your enemy understands that if you destroy the leader psychologically, then the woman, she will fall into place and she will fall psychologically. You know, you got to take the leader out first. That's just how it works. But when you're looking at this, right, they target the man from day one. I mean, from the time you're going through puberty as a man. We're taught things that's backwards in society. Let me give you an example. When you're growing up, when it's time that you are beginning to want to become sexually active, you're looking for a mate, your body is going through the natural changes, it's taking course. In schools, right, they teach you something called sex education, right? In sex education, they give you what you call a condom. Now, if things were what they supposed to be, it would be no need for a condom. Because if you're teaching a man to find a woman to utilize sex for its natural use, which is to make a child, which is to start a family and have a wife, to multiply, to grow, to develop, then the use of a condom would be non and void. What would be the use? So what it does psychologically is when that young boy growing up becoming a man gets that condom in his hand, that's his license to be a whoremonger. That's his license to run through and try as many women out, just make sure he's quote unquote having safe sex, to avoid population, to avoid making life. So what you're looking at is an anti-life culture from the very beginning, targeting the male. Not to mention growing up where I grew up, a lot of the old timers, a lot of the OGs, as they call them, they taught the young men how to be whoremongers. They taught the young men to deal with as many women as you can. Don't never settle down. Don't get married. Wait till you get older. And the young women are being taught the very same thing these days. But they were teaching us how to be players. You had movies like How to Be a Player from Bill Bellamy. And they were molding us a certain way. And we began to do exactly what the elders were doing. We witnessed the sins from them. This generational curse carried down. And we began to dib and dabble with different women, creating soul ties, creating a stronghold of a succubus spirit, a lust spirit, a demon that was deeply implemented and rooted into our psyches as men. And we begin to whoremonger, sleeping with as many women as we can. And even now, you got brothers who take on the attributes of the Baphomet. You got men in the Bible actually teaching brothers to do the exact same thing, to be whoremongers, to dib and dabble, to abuse, to misuse our women. And from generation to generation, men have been taught to operate in secrecy. Men have been taught to be deceptive in their nature. Brothers begin to take on the same attributes as the serpent. And this is definitely a stronghold that we must break. And it starts in the privacy of your own home. It starts in the privacy of your own home. Because when you're watching the porn, you're entertaining these spirits. When you're releasing your energy, while no one physically is in the room, Something in that spiritual realm is getting instant gratification and power over you. So it starts in the home when that succubus spirit creeps up, whispers in your ear, and comes at you full-fledged. We got to learn how to pray and fight against this devil. Because right now in these days and times, ladies and gentlemen, we're living in the hour of temptation, as the Bible says. All of our carnal desires are right there facing us. I mean, it's right there, it's easily accessible. And any temptation and desire that you want in life, the powers that be, they're making it feasible. They're making it easily accessible. So we got to look at from a whole perspective of what it's doing to the world. Everything's out of course. Because what was supposed to be natural is perversion. All of the animals are growing extinct. Male and female energy among each other is all misconstrued. There's a communication barrier between man and woman. And this goes to show you that we're living in those last days and how important it is to gain control over your sexual energy. Sexual immorality is the biggest obstacle that we have to overcome. A lot of people speak about poverty. A lot of people speak about police brutality. A lot of people speak about the economy. What if I told you all that all of these things have to do with who consummates with who? That's right. See, when we're out here and we're living our best lives and we're being immoral and we're chasing after that high because it becomes a drug. It becomes a stronghold. When we're out here, and this goes for any kind of sexual immoral sin that you may be struggling with. Not just whoredom, but whoredom is a big problem. But when you're doing these things, when you're chasing that high, the wrong women are getting pregnant by the wrong man. Government has to be involved. Court system have to be involved. People who are unequally yoked are having issues. And myself, I could tell you, I've struggled and I went through these same perilous tribulations that a lot of brothers go through. But these things happen and it causes the economy to decline because there's no community growth and development. These things cause unruly teenagers, fatherless sons, fatherless daughters, single mother households, poverty, and all these things go on generational. Because you know what? It all started with that man who couldn't gain discipline over himself. That man who either didn't want to take responsibilities because he just wanted sex, or because he was so in lust that he went for a woman that was after him for financial gain, not realizing that that financial gain she may have obtained separated a family, broken the household, cursed the children. So, you know, it all starts with you, brothers, you men out there who are struggling with any kind of demon that's causing you to do something you know is immoral. And we know as men that engaging in these particular activities, we know deep down within us that it's wrong. We feel shame. We feel these type of issues. We have a basic understanding between right and wrong. So, this will help you not to defile your temple. This will help you not to go out here and just think with your flesh. And then on top of all of that, when it comes to celibacy, abstinence, It has many benefits spiritually. Whatever you're doing, whether it be fasting or abstinence, these two things are very important because you're literally purging your flesh. You're literally putting your flesh under subjection. You're literally opening your psyche. Some people call it the third eye. Some people call it the spirit. Some people call it the consciousness. But you're opening your vessel to receive the Most High's words, his divinity, his order, his promise. And you're making yourself a more spiritual being. See, whatever side you feed is what side you're going to get out. If you're feeding the flesh, then, you know, you're going to be a fleshly, worldly, carnal type of person. If you're feeding the spirit, then you're going to grow, you're going to mature, you're going to develop as a more spiritual person. So these things are important in our growth and development. And hopefully this video really helps you all out. If you're participating and being abstinent this month, you may get more videos about this topic to further help you out. But again, as I said, this goes for any sin that you're battling with when it's dealing with sexual immorality. Because this is definitely the biggest obstacle that we have to face. And if you just look from the outside looking in at this world and what it's become, with different seeds being mixed and DNA being spliced, you got the hermaphrodite, you got transgender, the fight for transgender equality, you got gender neutral bathrooms, you got animals dying. They got it where they can take the insides of a woman and put it inside of a man so he can have a baby. I mean, what's supposed to be is not. The natural order is not here. They worship the Baphomet. So any brother teaching you anything different outside of that line of morality that the Most High put forth, then, you know, it's pretty much false doctrine, is evil, it's wicked, and we got to veer away from it. And as of late, we've been doing lots of videos on different topics, like polygyny, for an example. Polygyny is not unvirtuous, is not wicked according to the Bible. And matter of fact, I can expound on that way more on a video that I've just done with Spiritual Combat TV, or Spiritual Combat rather. So subscribe to Spiritual Combat. Watch the live panel that we did. It was a phenomenal panel, and you will learn a lot about community growth and development and just life in general. Because for years, brothers have been taught to operate in deception opposed to their natural kingship. So that's just something for y'all to check out and research. But I'd like to thank y'all for watching this video. With that being said, shalom and peace.